Alright, I had started this video earlier. However, Mama Cat kept coming around and wanted some food. Now, most of the cats around here, okay, I can't say most. Several of the cats around here are just considered outdoor cats because they have collars on, and that puts them, I suppose you could say, in a different category and league than just the strays in general. Now, not necessarily to me, right? But in general, people know if there's a collar on a cat that somebody's going to be interested in that cat. And they're going to leave that cat. Now, sometimes that matters. I've cursed people before because I caught video of here in Hawaii of them just literally shooting cats with a bow and arrow for no reason. Just redneck assholery, which is race independent. So, yeah, so I had to feed Mama Cat. I call her Mama Cat because I've seen a little baby. Pretty sure it was the same cat. It was a bit from a distance. But she's kind of adopted my garage a little bit. At least the edge of it. She's more comfortable than she was, but not quite comfortable yet. It's only been a bit. Anyways, and so I'm feeding. People get pissed off when you feed the cats in Hawaii, but they can literally just bite my ass. And so what happened was we had some. One of our cats is a bit rotund, and actually a lot rotund, and we were afraid that she was not going to fit in one of these soft cat carriers. To put her under the seat to get her back here to Hawaii. She's been here before, and that's a bit of a problem, right? Because that's $100. That's $100 bill to act as your carry-on, under the seat in front of you, basically, as opposed to crating them, which is going to be like $300, $400. They're not the size of dogs, so it's going to be like $300, $400 or something like that. So it was diet time, but that we had an extra bag of that diet food, and some mice got into it, but they didn't eat all of it or a lot of it. It looks like they mostly just ate the outside bag because we barely noticed. So that's what we're feeding the outdoor cats. It's fine. It smells fine, looks fine. There's no known growth or things like that on it. So they chewed the bag, didn't like the food, and left it alone. But so basically we're just using that to feed the outdoor cats who seem to really like it. All right, long segue into Carve a Wand with Me, Wand 4, video 2. I guess I could say video 2.5, but now this GoPro was just up at like 97%, and now I watched it go from 89 to 88, so I'm probably gonna have to let this battery die, and then charge it from there because it seems to be acting wonky. But anyways, so some of these you may not remember some of these markings because they were part of the video where I had to stop and feed Mama Cat, which I did. She'd come in here a couple of times now, patiently laying down on the pavement over there. We've been pretty aggressive with this wand so far, as is normal. Thought we were going to fail over here, and we didn't. So, now I need to be mindful because, we've got this going on, which I plan on shaving, a fair amount of this down. But I can always accentuate this curve, and so I kind of want to see what's going on here, which is why these red marks are here. Let's go ahead and see about that, because if I can't, then as soon as I see that, I need to stop, because that becomes the inner side here limit, and then I'll have to adjust the outer to that. So we're going to work on this first, and if that works out, we'll start to carve this down, and then probably, if I remember, because it may not be the same day, then we'll start working it way back this way to see, because we need to feather it up like this here anyhow, right, where the handle is. And so we'll need to blend that in, but we're still looking for trouble, right? We're always looking for trouble because it is driftwood, and it can be a bit accident prone. Well, accident prone. There's no accidents here. It's either, you know, it's degraded wood to begin with. So I guess I'm just talking out my ass. All right, so let's just go ahead and get rid of some of these red lines and see if we find an actual red line instead of just a penciled one, right? All right. Really wish I could save this nice dark mottling. I'll leave some of it, but it's not going to be able to stay, I don't think. And I do still want to keep that curved appearance, so I'll superficially save some of it, but it's going to have to go in the name of the curve, I think, frankly. But just like any other piece of driftwood, we're kind of seeing where the red lines, literal red lines for that the piece of wood itself is. Man, that's nice and thick. It's getting a little thinner, I think. No sense crying. All right, just go ahead and all right. And the reason I'm taking this off without the red lines, because one of the red lines aren't going to show on the black, but I'm also kind of looking at how I think this is going to have to go, and it seems pretty reasonable that I'm going to have to take that out. Take that out, take it off, sorry. All right, let's go ahead and start removing a little bit here. Ooh. All right, about that. Okay. Not earth-shattering, but it's you know, it's starting to look that way. It's good. Really torn about this area right here. Because if you look here, this almost reminds me of like a long-necked dinosaur that's going to come down and chomp you. I know, that's the way my mind works. It kind of has a little hump right here. I'm going to have to deal with it at some point, but I don't necessarily need to right now. But that modeling is going to go. But if I look, you know, this way, it's still the same width. So we decided on this. Let's go look at this. We know this is going to have to come in more. But now I want to, so I know I have somewhat of a limit here, not as much as I thought I was going to, right? So now I need to look at the secondary one, the secondary perspective that I expect, which is going to be this way, right? And how is that going to work? You know, we can see it's going to have to come up here, yeah, but this is really not much different than this. What I need to know is this: how am I going to need to taper that in? And I think maybe the best way to go about that is to get this curve right and kind of see what's going on here. I mean, it's solid, so I think that would be useful. I don't think it's going to flake out on me. But I think if I get it this way, then it really almost doesn't matter with this side. I just have to make it look tapered. And here it's going to be pretty much just level with a little bit of down, because that's the way the wood goes. This will come down into a point more, and then I guess I can't really do that. All right, so we're talking about balance and stuff like that. So I'm gonna have to try to reduce this wand on both sides. Now I can reduce it a little bit more here because we have the curve like this, but this curve isn't gonna go much of anywhere, right? So I absolutely need to take this part out here, because I think that this curve here and how wide I want this area right here, just in case you can't see, because I don't know if you can or not. Oh, there we go. That's why I keep tapping it. Sorry about that. just rudimentary, let's just say here. That works for there. What I don't know are the limits on this side, which is what we were just looking at here. Right. Now, this isn't going to be the centerpiece, and so any amount that's saved there is okay, but it's not going to be something that I'm going to look at. But this is fairly same width. It just tapers down here, and here it just flares a little bit on the end here. And so I can shave this down, it's fine, but I'm going to have to taper somewhere. And so let's look at the end here. Oh, we already discussed that, so that's not really consideration. So it's more of a habit. All right, so let's look here. It's kind of the same view here, not much different. So I think what's going to have to happen is, balls. These are big moves. These are big moves early on. We're going to have to go here. Well, it's going to be wider here, so I'm just going to go like this. For the width, right? And then this will kind of feed into here. We'll come down like this. I really don't like my sketching here. There's obviously a lot more play here than there is here. So we should probably just go ahead and work with that. We know it has to have some kind of curve. We can always trim this in here. Can you see that? Yeah, okay, cool. We can always trim this in here. So let's just go ahead and start removing some of this. We'll start removing some of this. It'll look like butt for quite a while. But we'll start down here and then just start tapering it to meet this, which we know we're going to reduce. And if we do it that way, then it's going to reduce or remove some of the big moves that we have to do over here, depending on kind of what we find. But are you going to see it? If we look here and we remove some of this, it's still going to, it's not really going to affect the it will affect it here, but it's going to, from here, if we look at this line here, right, it goes from here to here. It's going to, that still kind of fits in with what we thought we wanted. Largely, basically, I'm just saying that's probably what we're going to do. And because, I mean, you just got to make decisions, right? And they might be right, they might be wrong, but like with most things in life, sometimes, you know, you're going to work with the information that you have. You're going to work some from experience, you're going to work some from intuition, and at the end of the day, you're going to make a decision, and everything else is going to kind of bend on that, unless it's the wrong approach, or that particular approach isn't going to work, in which case, fail fast, right? All right, so I'm going to go ahead and start digging into here. And what's my time? 13? Yeah, we got time. Screw it, let's do it. All right, so I'm going to kind of try to keep this in mind here. It's not going to be level, but I can smooth it out myself, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep this line in mind. I'm just going to start taking stuff out. Since the wood's actually, you know, pretty much behaving, so I can make a little bit more aggressive cuts here. It's stable. It's not working bad at all. It's not fighting me. It's quite like the Wand 3, right? Yet. Sometimes it doesn't, like that bounty on tree one. It just kind of gives and then it's done. Oof. Okay, well, all right. Yeah, a bit aggressive. Bit aggressive in removal. Obviously, I'm not taking my life saga out on this piece of wood. Alright, just a little bit less. I'm going to need to feather this down, but I'm just not sure exactly where yet, so we're going to take a little bit less off of here, because that tip is pretty much going to drive the rest of this piece, which is frequently the case, because I don't have anything in the middle here. Oops. I don't have anything in the middle here that is going to, Jesus, a feature that I'm going to want to keep, right? Not bad. Not bad at all. Yeah, we know it's a little bit different, but that's fine. We can fix that. Alright, so we've kind of stayed pretty close to that. Almost there, just a little bit more. We do want to keep it rounded, because when we start removing stuff, we want it to, I mean, if it just looks like you sawed it, then you're going to have a lot of work making the rest of that look rounded, right? Then we can just kind of take it off that way. And it makes sense. Okay. Go. Oop. It was about to break. And that probably would have broken the lawn. As you can see, it would have split that way, and that'll reduce my options, which I do not want. So let's go ahead and be a little careful. There we go. But now I need to get rid of this lip here, partially so that I don't catch it again. Go. All right. Bit rough, but good enough for that part. Okay, so we haven't touched this side yet. Let's just, what's my time? Yeah, we got a couple minutes still. Let's just go ahead and do that. There we go. We're not removing nearly as much here, so we can be a little bit more gentle with it. All right. Alright, let's move some of this because we're going to have to anyhow. There we go. Go. Not bad for rough stuff. Okay, still need to remove some of these layers here. Okay, not bad. I'm a little sorry about that. It's just gonna happen. I can't help it much. All right, so we still have a little bit to go here. I'm kind of out of time for this video, so I'll do that. I'll just kind of run some stuff over here real quick, and then I'll clean this place. I'll just clean this mess up while I get ready for the next video, let this thing cool down, charge up a bit, or I may just not. It's almost like the process is, it might be the heat, but it's running through battery faster than it should be. So usually the only thing to let happen with that is to just let it die and just pick it up from there. I don't remember where my extra batteries are. I don't know that I've found them since the move. I had like 3 batteries for this thing, and I don't know where they are, which makes them not very valuable now, doesn't it? Okay. Still got some stuff over here. Yeah, I'm not. I mean, the video is great for the GoPro 12, but quite frankly, if you want to record something with decent quality, this thing just overheats like there's no tomorrow. So I actually don't recommend it. I don't know what else to recommend, but I don't recommend this because it gets way too damn hot, and they just want to sell you on subscriptions and cloud horse shit and things like that. So GoPro can largely just bite my ass, much like the anti-cat people around here. So all right, there we go, with some extra stuff that you didn't really care about throwing in, and we will see you in the next video once I've cleaned some of this crap up. Have a good one.